Hello everyone, welcome back to Fillerton Central. Um, there's been a few bits and pieces happening, mostly on the purchasing side of things. As some of you are aware, I've sold a lot of the old stuff that I'd got knocking around. In fairness, I weren't using it. It was sat in most of it was all sat in drawers gathering dust. Um, but I felt it was probably a good time to sell on a lot of bits and pieces that I'm not using for the layout, and hopefully give a few other people an opportunity to use it themselves. Um, I mean, I didn't sell anything, in with the intention of making a profit at all, but I sold everything at a fair price, and as a result, I sold everything. Um, the proceeds from that have gone on to the layout. A few bits and pieces I'll show you now. Some good, I thought was good purchases, but ended up being bad ones. Some bad ones, which ended up being quite good. And some a half and half, and some really, really good purchases. First of all, I bought 6 of these street lamps. This one in particular is a bit crooked. I don't know whether that needs to come down a bit or whether that one needs to come up a bit. But I bought these ones second hand off eBay. Now, I did make the mistake of actually buying these without actually realising they were seconds. So if you do buy anything off eBay, make absolutely sure first time that the items that you are buying are in good condition, and if they are used ones, be prepared that there may be a few issues along the way. Now, a couple of these were actually broken, and as a result, after testing them, the broken sides were actually not working, and it actually turned out that once I'd soldered these back on again, because it's only a bit of copper tubing. What they've done is they've actually used the actual outer stand itself here as the earth contact. So of course, once this was all soldered back on again, it actually worked. Uh, so so that was a bad purchase that ended up being a good one. But yeah, I've got 6 of these in total, and all of these are all going to go on Finton Parkway. There they all are, and I've tested them all, and they're all working. So that's going to be my lighting for Finton Parkway. So hopefully, once that's all lit up, it'll look a bit better. I have got some more lights, which look a little bit more modern lights. Excuse me, I'm suffering with a cold in the height of the spring. Work that one out. But anyway, so I've got some more modern ones coming, and they're going to be for Fillerton Central. So the lighting side of things is starting to come up quite well now. I've got an idea for a few of the bits and pieces that I'm going to be doing over the next few months. But yeah, so hopefully in the next update I do, hopefully you might see these actually on the layout. What else have I bought? Again, eBay second hand. I bought 2 new motors for my Intercity 125s. I actually bought later Class 91 motors. That was a good purchase that turned out to be a bad one. I hadn't realised that the wheelbase on the Class 91 is much wider than the Class 43. And my own stupid fault, to be quite honest with you. But a good thing and a bad thing about that one is one of the motors was a 5-pole motor, So what I've done is I've actually took the gubbins from that out, and I'm going to be fitting that into another one of the motors on the layout right now. So yeah, I was quite happy with that one, and the other one I've actually sold back on again. I'm actually in the process now of, well, it's actually been parcelled up ready. I'm actually going to be going down to the post office this afternoon and sending that away. But one of the things I did find out wrong with this one, I don't know why it happened, but I connected it all up to DCC. It was all working absolutely fine. I come to plug this one in, and all of a sudden the whole thing just took off without any warning. I hadn't even had a chance to program it. It just shot straight off on the layout, and I had to go and catch it. But as soon as I put another motor in there, it worked absolutely fine. So if anybody at all knows why that happened with this one, please tell me, because I'm completely and utterly stumped on it. I've checked the whole thing over. I've checked to see whether there is an open circuit anywhere, stray wire. I've even took the capacitor out, and for some strange reason, it shoots off out of control. But yeah, putting the motor in, absolutely fine. So clearly there is an issue with the motor. So what I'd like to do is try and get that one worked out before I actually put that back into another locomotive. So any thoughts on that one, please let me know. What else have I bought? I have bought a few other bits and pieces. Oh yeah, here we are. I've actually been what's the word? I suppose Jason at Barnabas Junction I've sort of been using as a bit of a mentor, really. And there's an awful lot of things that he suggested to me in the past that I've actually made a note of, and I thought, right, well, when I get the money, I'll get that. One of the things that he did was he did a how-to on how to fit DCC decoders. So what I've done is I've actually bought these wiring harnesses. Now, if you remember back in January, I was having big issues with the Gagemaster decoders that I'd bought. And as a consequence, I spent an awful lot of time and trouble trying to get my money back on them. I did get my money back in the end, which I was quite grateful for. But the one thing I neglected to realise, and I've mentioned this before, but the one thing I neglected to realise was when you cut the plug off, the warranty is void. So if you find that you have got a Duff decoder, and it does happen occasionally, you're going to be up the creek without a paddle. So what I'm going to do is I have one more decoder here that I need to fit into a locomotive. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit one of these. Well, there's two in here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to fit one of these in, and then all I've got to do is simply just plug it in and go. So so if there are any issues in the future, this is going to be the way forward. So I've bought two for now to see how I get on with them, and eventually at some point or another I will do the same with all my other locomotives as well. In fact, I'll probably actually do those when the decoder packs up and it's time for a new one. So yeah, so again, Jason, thank you very much for that, mate. His tutorials and his help have been second to none. If ever anybody needs any advice on anything, give him a shout. He'll help absolutely anyone and everyone. He really is a very good fella. and hopefully at some point or another in the near future I'll actually get to meet you, Jason, and shake your hand in person, mate. So yeah, thank you very much for those. So them are going to be fitted on the layout very soon. Oh, what else have I bought? I bought loads of things, and there's still more things coming. But one of the biggest things that I bought recently, and I was like really excited when I got it, was the NCE Auto Switch from DCC Concepts. There's packaging. Don't need the packaging because it's already fitted now. But what I'd actually done, and I did this accidentally, where the branch line connects to the main line on the layout. What I did was I had an isolation track. It's probably about this long, something like that. I'll point it out to you in a bit. But what it did was something I've still yet to do. I need to buy a double pole switch from both. But basically what I did was I was able to switch it from DCC to DC. And this small length of track is the dead part of track. So what I can do is I can run it onto the track on DCC, switch it off, so then the whole section becomes dead, and then switch on the DC, and off again it goes. And there will be a signal there as well, as at some point or another when I get the chance to get to that stage. There will be signals dotted around the layout also in the near future. But anyway, so what I did was I ended up with this dead piece of track. And when I bought this, I realised I could actually use this on that dead piece of track. So, of course, while the DCC and DC is switched off, I'm using this as my program track, which is absolutely epic, because all I've got to do simply is just put it on the track, program the locomotive, and then that's it then. Switch it all off, which it automatically does anyway via the NCE power cab. It switches all off. I switch on the DCC switches, and off it goes straight onto the main track. I haven't got to take it off anymore. So, excuse me. It's all that palaver that I had to go through by taking every single locomotive off the bloody layout every time I needed the program one. Now I don't need to. And these little switches, they're not all that big. Probably about yay square. They're about 26 quid, I think they were, something like that. It's worth its weight in gold, it really is. It was absolutely fantastic little gizmo that I bought for it. And the fact that it works with the power cab as well as, it's just absolutely brilliant. As though there's no extra switches involved in it or anything else. It literally connected up, and that was it, job done. I will give you a quick look at that as well as when I get to the layout. So yeah, that was another good one. What else have I bought? Oh yeah, the creme de la creme. If I pronounce that right, I'm not very good at pronouncing foreign words. But anyway, I bought this, the Cobalt CDU2 Plus. Now, most of you, if you are following Jason at Barnabas Junction, I know I keep mentioning you, mate, but honestly, what can I say? But if you remember him and Stuart at Valley Brook went to the Stafford Showground show last year. I'd like to be able to go to that myself this year, actually, because it's not all that far away from me, but work pending, we'll see how it goes. But anyway, they both went to the Staffordshire Showground, and if you remember, Jason was doing his big giveaway. No, it wasn't Jason, was it? No, it was oh dear. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, it was oh, sorry. I don't know why, for some strange reason, his name just went suddenly completely blank in my head, and I'm like, okay, that's this month's blooper. Oh dear. Anyway, Stuart was doing his little party box giveaway. And of course, while they were there, Jason bought one of these. And these cost, if I remember rightly, somewhere in the region of about £36, I think it is. Essentially, all it is a new power adapter for your points. So up until now, I've been using the Scalextric Power Pack to operate all my points, and this is going to replace it. So what I'm going to do is we'll sort of do a little bit of a review on it, I suppose. It's something I don't normally do, but you know, it's something I think I do need to do more often. So what I will try to do, fingers crossed, I will try and put a link down the bottom of where on eBay I bought this from. I do have said link somewhere. But anyway, leave it with me. I'll see what I can do. If I can't put the link down at the bottom, what I'll probably do is, I don't know, if people get in touch with me on Facebook or something like that, I can probably send the link to them via Facebook. It's a bit weird, I know, but currently I've got Facebook on my tablet. I don't have Facebook on my phone because blasted memory won't allow it. Oh, it's close. It's close. I'm so close to getting my new phone. Honestly, it is the biggest bugbear of them all, I tell you. So anyway, getting sidetracked. Back to this. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pause you for a minute, flip you around, and we'll go from there. Okay, right. Welcome to the mess that is my workbench. So when you do buy one of these, it comes with the power adapter, the UK power adapter. I'm sure that if you bought these abroad, it would come with the power adapter for your country as well as, which is probably more than likely the reason for why these come separate. So anyway, it comes with your power adapter, and then we'll open the box, and inside is your power pack. Fetch that out. Put the box down to one side for a minute. So this side you've got your power input, which goes to the socket, which is this piece here. There is an extra fuse within there as well as, so if you have any issues or anything of sort like that, then check the fuse first just to make absolutely sure that that hasn't blown. Okay, and then on the other side you've got the main adapter, the main supply there to your points, and then obviously you've got your green lights here. Now you've got three ports here. The center port is your negative port, and then your two outer ports are your live feeds. Each one of those live feeds will operate up to 12 points at any one time. So if, say for instance, like on my layout, you've got roughly, I haven't counted, but I think I've got roughly about 12 points, I think it is on the main layout, and that's including the branch line as well as. So for the main part of the layout, it'll be just this one that I'll be using to operate the whole thing. And then when I get the fiddle yard all wired up properly, I mean, I don't know whether you can see or not, but if I just turn you around a little bit, I can drop you again. You can see I've got all my droppers here ready for the points. What's that one there? Oh, that's the live feed to all the points. got a few more wires dotted around here. That one's a light one for the yeah, that's my lighting circuit for the signal box on my turntable, and various other wires. There's a few droppers down there ready for the main bus. But anyway, getting sidetracked again. So basically that's what I'm going to do is, so this one other side here I'm going to leave free for now, and what will happen is when this is finished, all the wiring is finished for this, the power side to that will then go in this one other port here. So for now I'm just going to be using the one side. Right, should we get wired up and see what happens? Oh, I think so. Oh, welcome back to the depths of the layout. Right, now then, down here somewhere I've got a screwdriver. So flat blade screwdriver. What else have I got? I tell you what, I'm going to get myself sorted out a minute. Just hang on one. Right, sorry about that, folks. Truth be told, actually, my nose was running like a bloody stream, and I had to go and blow my nose. Honestly, I feel so crap right now. It's unbelievable. But I'm so excited about this box. I've got to fit it. So anyway, so what I've already done here is I've already disconnected the power from my Scalextric power pack here. And then what I've done then is I fitted these ends here that I got from Derek at DJ Model Railways on his giveaway. So Derek, these are coming in so much use at the moment. It's unbelievable. So anyway, so yep, I've got these, and what I've also done is I've also marked the one where it says negative. So at least I know that the wires are going to be fitted right, because of course they're both black. Anywho, so what we'll do now then is we'll connect this up. So we get the negative one and we'll put that one in first. Now, one thing I will point out to you is when these things come in as new, I believe they're wound all the way in. So what I do now is I'll just quickly show you. Right, okay. So what you do is you unscrew it, and then you'll see that, and then as you're screwing it back up again, see it going up? That will clamp it shut. Don't try putting the connection in and then try and push it down, because it won't work properly. So this is what we're going to do. So I've already wound the other two down that I wanted to wire. So what we'll do now is we will tighten these up. Like so. Also helps when you're doing it the right way around. And then do up the other one. There we go. So make sure they're both nice and tight in there. Give it a bit of a tug. Just make sure it doesn't come out. Also, another good thing to note as well also is it actually unplugs itself. Okay, so do it all up, plug it back in again, job done. Okay, don't know if you can see that properly there or not. All right, so plugged in. So what I've simply done is I've took the live and negative from the power pack, disconnected it, added these contacts, because obviously I was using those on the Scalextric power pack. Connected the negative to the middle, the positive to any one of the outside ones, doesn't matter which. But it's also worth noting as well as, okay, on my layout, I have only got the first 12 points set up ready. But don't try and attempt to connect any more than 12 on one side, because you probably will burn out the power pack. So if you have got any more than 12 already connected to your layout, you're probably better off disconnecting any whatever you've got after that 12 and then reconnecting it back up again via a new power supply. You can still use the same negative supply if you wish, just on the live side. So where that live feed goes to the middle of your switch, just cut the link at the top. In fact, hang on, I'll show you. So over here, look, you see in the spaghetti junction, that is the underside of my layout, where you've got the loops here, which is looping your power to each switch. All you're going to do is just cut the loop to the 13th switch, and then just reconnect a new piece of wire to that, and then feed that directly back down to the power pack. That is literally all you've got to do. But they've made this so easy, you really can't go wrong. You really can't. So anyway, so now that's plugged in, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to plug in my power supply. So power supply plugged in. It's a bit of a tight fit, but it goes. It's always good to have tight fits. You don't want it to be too loose. Plug it in. Ooh, yeah, it's like Darth Vader's bathroom. I've got two green lights on the front here, and on the back I've got also a red light as well as. So obviously the red light is telling me that the power is on and the power is working, and then I've got the two green lights at the front that tells me that obviously the capacitor discharge unit's working as well. All good so far. Okay, so I'm going to plonk him here out the way for a minute, and I'm going to drag you all up here. Oh, get up, you old man. Right, so here is my temporary switchboard. It really is only a temporary switchboard. I am going to be making a proper one at some point or another when I get round to it. I've already got the boards made, to be fair. I just need to make a wooden surround for it. But anyway, here's my switch panel. So without further ado, let's see if it works. Well, I can hear something, but what I'm not hearing is bzzz, because that really is annoying. That is working absolutely fantastic. In fact, that one switch there is operating 2 points at the same time, which is these two here. So if I just place you there so you can actually see it and find the right one, it is operating both sets at exactly the same time. And it's a nice throw as well. There's no buzzing noises. You haven't got to push the switch more than once to get the point to come all the way over. But that is absolutely beautiful. Oh, you know what? It is so nice to actually hear those points working without that horrible buzzing noise that you get from your solenoid motors. So I'm just wedging you in there so you don't fall over, which is starting to become a regular occurrence, isn't it? But yeah, that's working. It's done. Literally disconnect the power from my power supply, plug that in, done. I really can't believe it's that fucking simple. I really can't. One of the reasons why I decided to do a quick review on it and show you how it works simply is because the fact that Jason did actually describe to me how it's fitted, because he's got one on his layout as well as, he quickly described to me how to put it all together, because it comes with no instructions. I think it's something to do with eco-friendliness. I think it is. You've got to go online and download. I think it's a PDF file. I think it is. I'm not entirely sure of the instructions, and it goes from there. Now, unfortunately for me, Jason did actually send me a link to that, but for some strange reason, my tablet kept throwing me back off the page every time it kept trying to load up. So another issue I've got with my tablet. So my Scalextric power pack can now go back in the box and gather dust once more with the rest of my Scalextric stuff. Still don't know what I'm going to do with that. So anyway, so that's pretty much it really. Blimey, we've gone over 30 minutes already. So yeah, so there is still plenty of stuff to do on the layout. There is plenty of stuff still being purchased for the layout. But hopefully at some point in the near future, it's all going to start coming together quite quickly. So yeah. So enjoy your bank holiday, people. I know bank holiday is coming up soon, and I'm pretty sure the mass majority of you would be like me, stuck up here building your layout. Again, thank you very much for following me, everyone. I've very almost, not that far away now from reaching 200 subscribers. Honestly, it still amazes me every time somebody does ping up to say that they're subscribed. But yeah, more the merrier. The more of you that come and follow my layout, the more of you that take away some good tips from it, the happier I'll be. So if you do need to get hold of me at all, I'm on Facebook. Look me up under Finnerton Central or Brian Finn, and also on Google Plus as well. I'm on there also, down as Finnerton Central. And if any of you haven't joined the club yet, why not? But if you haven't, join it now. The Network YouTube group on Facebook. Join it. And then hopefully we'll all talk to one another then. So, without further ado, I'm going to leave you to it. And I'm going to get stuck into the layout here. So if I go quiet for a bit, it's because I'm working hard on this. So anyway, thank you very much, people. I hope you enjoy watching this as much as I enjoy building it. So take care for now, and I will see you soon. Bye bye.